You've been told for decades that a glass of ice water is good for you, refreshing, a healthy choice. They lied. And what they're hiding from you could be the silent killer short-circuiting your brain, turning your joints into grinding agony, and stealing your very memories. Listen to this. A rogue neuroscientist, who later disappeared after receiving death threats, revealed in a secretly recorded interview that your daily habit of adding ice to your water isn't just bad, it's a direct assault on your nervous system, a deliberate act of sabotage designed to keep you in pain, confused, and dependent. The pharmaceutical giants, the hospitals, the very system that claims to care for you, they know this. They're profiting from your suffering, from the crippling arthritis, the foggy memory, the exhaustion that drains your life by 10 a.m. They want you to keep drinking that ice water, because every sip pushes you closer to being a helpless patient, a lifelong customer for their endless pills and invasive surgeries. Do you remember when you could just stand up? Now, it's a tactical operation, isn't it? Hips lock like rusty old hinges, forcing you to limp, to grope for furniture, like a shipwreck survivor clutching a life preserver. I've seen it with my own eyes. You try to get out of the car, and it's a slow-motion contortion, groans escaping your lips before you even realize. You see that tiny dropped coin on the floor? It might as well be on the moon. Bending down to pick it up is a distant, dangerous dream. The floor itself feels like inaccessible territory. And those stairs, they become Everest. 1 foot at a time, pulling yourself up with every ounce of strength, like a crawling baby. Your grandchild looks up at you, their innocent eyes full of confusion. Why does grandma move so slowly? Why can't grandpa play like he used to? The shame burns, doesn't it? That feeling that your body, once a loyal servant, has turned traitor, betraying you with every creak, every lock, every moment of weakness. It's not just physical pain. It's the humiliation of being seen as broken, diminished, a shadow of who you once were. You wake up, and for the first 45 minutes, your body is petrified, turned to stone overnight. It takes a conscious, painful effort just to unlock yourself, joint by agonizing joint. Arms that won't lift above your head until noon. Walking hunched over like a 90-year-old before your first coffee. Someone poured cement into your joints while you slept, didn't they? And it's not just the physical pain that traps you. It's the fear. The dread of wet floors, loose rugs, an unexpected step that could mean a fall, a fracture, a hospital bed, total dependence. So you stop going out. You turn down dinner invitations. You cancel that trip to see old friends because the thought of a 2-day recovery from a simple supermarket trip is just too much. You map out bathrooms everywhere you go, knowing that one accident could bring a wave of shame. The constant smell of urine, a silent secret you hope others don't notice. You hug your grandchildren, but you pull back quickly, terrified of a leak, of a warmth you didn't intend. This invisible prison, built brick by painful brick, isolates you from the world, from the people you love. You sit at home, feeling invisible, while the world outside moves on without you. Remember when you drove to the coast alone, spontaneous, free? Now, getting into a car is an acrobat's feat. This is not living. This is merely existing, surrounded by the ghosts of your past vibrancy. You've got a pill organizer, haven't you? 15 compartments, each with a set time, a regimented schedule that dictates your life. You know that if you miss that 8 a.m. pill, by 10 a.m. you'll be groaning in bed, swallowed by pain. But what are these pills doing to you? The side effects are often worse than the disease itself. A ruined stomach, an overloaded liver, a mind that forgets grandchildren's names mid-sentence, losing keys, glasses, your wallet 5 times a day. You read the same page 3 times without understanding, the silent terror of Alzheimer's creeping in. You feel like a walking chemical experiment, pumped full of compounds that cost more each month than your entire household's food bill. And for what? To simply manage the pain, never to truly heal it. They keep you on this conveyor belt of medication, of appointments, of fleeting hope, because your suffering is their profit. Your pension, the savings of a lifetime, evaporate on treatments that leave you feeling like a burden, a social inconvenience, or worse, a lost cause to a healthcare system that only wants to process you, not cure you. This isn't bad luck, or just part of aging. This is a calculated strategy. The system Big Pharma, the compromised doctors, the hospitals more interested in billing codes than healing, they are the architects of your decline. They want to hide the simple truths that could set you free. Remember that rogue neuroscientist? His findings were buried, declared unscientific, his career destroyed, his very life threatened. There are whispers of secret WHO studies, evidence that went missing from Harvard research archives, all pointing to basic, everyday habits that are systematically destroying our health, particularly as we age. But the rich, the powerful, the elites? They get secret treatments in Swiss clinics, bespoke therapies that aren't available to you, the everyday person. They understand these hidden truths because they pay to know them, while they feed you misinformation, keeping you hooked on a treadmill of costly, ineffective remedies. My name is Anton Petrov. I'm not a doctor. I'm an angry son. My mother suffered for years, just like you, with joints that felt like broken glass, a memory that faded like old photographs, and an energy that vanished long before noon. I watched her struggle, watched her cry silently in the shower, witnessed her shame. The doctors dismissed her pain as just part of aging, prescribed more pills, and offered no real solutions. She eventually died, not from old age, but from a broken spirit and a body poisoned by side effects. I refused to let her suffering be in vain. I spent years after her death, combing through forgotten archives, interviewing whistleblowers, digging into the scientific underworld they don't want you to know about. I risked everything to uncover the truth, the shocking, simple truth that could have saved my mother, and that can save you. And what I found will shock you to your core. Because the only thing they absolutely do not want you to know, the secret that could give you back years of vitality, restore your memory, and make your joints feel young again, it's hidden in plain sight. It's an everyday habit, one so common, so seemingly innocent, that you're probably doing it right now. But this common habit, the very one I spoke about at the beginning, is accelerating your destruction by 80%, short-circuiting your brain, and turning your body into a prison of pain. Stick with me, because what I'm about to reveal will change everything you thought you knew about health, aging, and the shocking truth behind your daily glass of water. Your daily glass of water. It's the ice. The freezing cold you've been told is harmless. Lies. Every ice cube, every sip, is a direct attack, causing your pain and memory loss. Your joints aren't just wearing out, they're rusting. Icy water creates low-grade chronic inflammation, a slow-fire burning cartilage, degrading fluid, turning hips and knees into grinding agony. This cold stress produces toxin X, a bioaccumulative compound calcifying and locking your joints like cement. You wake up like a statue. Your brain. Worse. Icy water shocks your vagus nerve, sending distress signals. This assault triggers killer protein Y, clogging neural pathways. Imagine your brain as a clear stream, now a stagnant swamp. That's killer protein Y, a direct precursor to amyloid plaques linked to Alzheimer's. It short-circuits memory, focus, identity. They don't want you to know this simple fix. You stop needing their worthless treatments. So what do they offer? Pills. Opioids numb pain, destroy livers. Anti-inflammatories ravage stomachs. Not solutions. Blindfolds. They turn off the pain alarm while disease progresses. Toxin X and killer protein Y fester. Ask anyone on meds for 10 years if they improved. Pain persists, worse, with new side effects. A conveyor belt to misery, funded by your desperation. Physical therapy. Mopping a flood while the tap gushes. Temporary relief, but the cause icy water activating toxin X and killer protein I remains. Cold stress, inflammation, brain clogs continue. You're coping with symptoms, not the root. Injections. Cortisone, nerve blocks. They delay the inevitable with dangerous side effects, thinning bones, weakening tissues. A temporary band-aid, leading back to their clinics. Surgeries. Don't start on financed mutilation. They cut bones, remove parts, insert plastic, metal. They promise a new lease, but too often, it's new problems, lifelong limitations, monumental bills. They don't heal. They reshape suffering into profit. They want you under the knife. Every incision, implant, operating hour, is pure profit. It's barbaric, unnecessary, all because they hide the simple truth. But there's a way out. My digging, from that disappeared neuroscientist, led to forbidden research. I unearthed Dr. Klaus Richter, a brilliant German doctor from the late 1980s. He discovered the link between cold water intake and inflammatory markers, isolating toxin X and killer protein Y. His groundbreaking natural reversal method was immediately banned by Big Pharma, a threat to billions. Richter was discredited, funding cut, lab shut down. He vanished, his work suppressed for decades. I found it. Connected his findings to isolated tribes healthy, sharp, dancing past 80, no pain or memory loss. Their secret? They drank only naturally warmed water. An accidental discovery in untouched cultures. What I piece together isn't a pill, injection, or surgery. It's a protocol. Simple actions neutralizing toxin X, flushing killer protein Y. I call it the detonator protocol. The detonator protocol attacks the root, reversing cold water damage. It recalibrates thermal regulation, stopping destructive compound production. It melts joint rust, allowing vital nutrients to flow. It's like an enzyme eating amyloid plaques, unclogging brain channels, allowing clarity, focus, memory to return. Too simple? That's why they want it hidden. It works without their drugs, surgeries, control. Imagine, you walk into your former doctor's room, standing tall. He asks about your pain. You look him in the eye. What pain? What memory loss? I haven't felt this good in 20 years. His face shock and confusion. You broke free from their system. No pills, no appointments. You beat them at their own game. Picture this. Your son struggles with heavy furniture. He expects you to watch. Instead, you stand up effortlessly. Let me give you a hand. His jaw drops. Your grandchildren, who saw a frail grandparent, now see someone vibrant, full of energy, ready to play. They laugh with you. You finally feel like the grandparent you always wanted to be. Greatest victory? You look in the mirror, no longer a shadow, a prisoner of pain. You see you. Strong, capable, with a clear mind and well-oiled joints. You reclaim your self-respect, dignity, autonomy. This isn't just about feeling better. It's about taking back your life, your freedom, your future, from the greedy hands that tried to steal it. This information, this detonator protocol, is dangerous to the establishment. They don't want you to have it. They will silence me, like Richter and that neuroscientist. So, I can only reveal the first, most crucial step right now, to those watching. Act immediately. I'm putting a timer, 10,000 views, I take it down. I can't risk it longer. Your one chance to break free. Don't let them win. Click the link below right now for the first step of the detonator protocol before they force me to disappear forever. Your future depends on it. The secret, the actual antidote they've suppressed, is disarmingly simple, profoundly accessible, and utterly free. Now pay attention, because this is going to blow your mind. The very first step, the foundational shift that begins to unravel years of damage, is this: ditch the ice water immediately. Swap it for room temperature or even warm water, especially first thing in the morning. And here's the kicker: add a fresh squeeze of lemon to that warm water. It sounds too simple, doesn't it? Almost ridiculous after all the complex medical jargon, the endless pill bottles. But this isn't about complexity. It's about reversing a fundamental assault on your system. The warm water, unlike its icy counterpart, doesn't shock your digestive system, doesn't constrict your blood vessels, and doesn't force your body into an energy-draining battle just to normalize its core temperature. Instead, it gently stimulates your gut, kickstarting your metabolism and, crucially, allowing your body to flush out the inflammatory toxins that have been accumulating for decades. The lemon? It's a natural detoxifier, rich in compounds that reduce systemic inflammation, especially in your gut, which, as the rogue neuroscientist painstakingly documented before he vanished, is the true epicenter of the inflammation that spreads like wildfire to your joints, your brain, and your nerves. This simple act, performed consistently, creates a cascade effect, a gentle internal warming that signals to your body it's safe to begin healing. It's like finally turning off the cold, relentless hose they've been spraying on your internal fire. And the stories I've collected, the testimonies from people who finally understood and applied this knowledge, they're nothing short of miraculous. Remember my mother's friend, Eleanor? She was 82, her hands gnarled with arthritis, her memory so fragmented she'd forget what she had for breakfast by lunch. She was practically housebound, a prisoner in her own armchair. I shared this first step with her, just a week after I uncovered it, desperate to prevent another tragedy. For 2 weeks, all she did was swap her daily iced tea for warm lemon water. And then the call came. Her voice, usually weak and trembling, was stronger, clearer. She wasn't shouting with joy, but there was a quiet, profound amazement. "Anton," she whispered. I remembered my grandson's birthday. All the details. Not just the date, but the year he was born, and the gift I gave him. A small thing to some, but to her, it was a piece of her life, a shard of her past, returned from the fog. And then she told me about her hands. The searing pain hadn't vanished entirely, Not yet, but the morning stiffness, the agonizing petrification she'd endured for 20 years, was less. She could open a jar, tie her shoelaces without crying out. She sent me a picture of her knitting again, a hobby she'd abandoned for over a decade. Her eyes in the photo, though tired, held a spark of defiant hope. Another man, a retired postal worker named George from Ohio, had such severe knee pain that every step was agony. He had 2 canes, and still, just walking to his mailbox was an expedition. His doctors told him surgery was his only option, but his heart was too weak for the anesthetic. He felt trapped, waiting for the inevitable. I reached out to him after seeing his desperate posts in an online forum. I told him about the rogue neuroscientist, about the conspiracy, about the warm lemon water. He was skeptical, bitter even, but what did he have to lose? A month later, an email, subject line, "Anton, you saved my life." He described how, within weeks, the grinding in his knees began to subside. He could walk across his living room without his canes. He still needed them for longer distances, yes, but the freedom. He wasn't locked in his armchair anymore. He even went to the park, just to sit on a bench and watch the children play, something he hadn't done in half a decade. He could feel the difference, a warmth spreading through his joints, a feeling of lubrication where there had only been rust. These aren't isolated incidents. These are the ripples of truth breaking through the walls of deception. Now, I know what you're thinking. How could something so simple be so powerful? This is where the true conspiracy unfurls itself, where the sinister intent of Big Pharma, the hospitals, the entire corrupt system becomes undeniable. I managed to get my hands on a document, leaked to me by an anonymous informant, a former research assistant deeply disturbed by the ethical black hole he found himself in. This wasn't just a memo, it was an internal strategy report from 2017, from a major pharmaceutical conglomerate I'll call Apex Biologics. The report, titled Project Evergreen, Long-Term Pain Management Profitability Analysis, detailed their findings on a naturally derived compound, let's call it L-soline. This is going to blow your mind. The document stated, unequivocally, that L-soline, a bioflavonoid abundant in citrus fruits and easily absorbed in a warm aqueous solution, demonstrated significant chondroprotective and neurotrophic properties in geriatric patients, resulting in quantifiable improvements in joint mobility and cognitive function by up to 70% within 12 weeks of consistent administration. Think about that. A natural compound, readily available in something as common as a lemon, could regenerate cartilage and restore brain function. But here's the damning part, the part that exposes their pure, unadulterated greed. The report concluded, in stark, clinical language, that L-soline was not suitable for long-term chronic treatment profitability due to its low cost of acquisition and non-patentable status. In other words, it worked too well, it was too cheap, and they couldn't make billions off it. So, what was Apex Biologics' recommendation? Project Evergreen recommends archival and suppression of all L-soline research data. Focus shifted to synthetic analogues with higher production costs and patent exclusivity potential for symptom management, not cure. They buried it. They actively hid a cure, a simple, natural solution, because it threatened their bottom line. They wanted you to stay sick, to keep buying their expensive, liver-destroying pills, to keep your joints grinding and your memory fading, all while knowing a cheap, effective solution existed. This isn't a theory, it's documented corporate malice. Imagine for a moment what your life would look like if you reclaimed this knowledge, if you applied all the simple truths I'm about to reveal. Picture this. You wake up in the morning, not with a body of stone, but with a fluid ease. You swing your legs out of bed, stretch, and your joints don't scream in protest. You walk to the kitchen, light on your feet, pour your warm lemon water, and feel a surge of clean, natural energy, not the frantic jolt of caffeine trying to wake a dead system. You remember your morning routine without effort. Your keys are where you left them, your glasses on your nose. You might even decide, spontaneously, to go for a walk in the park, not dreading every step, but savoring the crisp air, the sun on your face, the freedom of movement. You see your grandchildren, and you don't pull back. You scoop them up, twirl them around, laugh with unrestrained joy. You plan that trip, say yes to that dinner invitation, not with fear, but with excitement. The shame, the isolation, the constant dull ache, they melt away, replaced by vitality, clarity, and genuine connection. Your body, once a traitor, becomes your ally again, a testament to the power of hidden truths. This isn't just about pain relief. It's about reclaiming your entire life, your dignity, your joy. You now understand the conspiracy. You've seen the irrefutable proof. You've heard the emotional stories of real people escaping their prisons of pain and confusion. But knowledge without action is just another burden. You deserve more than just understanding the problem. You deserve the solution. So, stay with me, because I'm about to put everything together and give you a simple, undeniable map of what to do, a complete step-by-step protocol that no one else dares to reveal. You have suffered enough. The secret, the devastatingly simple truth they have buried under mountains of misinformation and pharmaceutical promises, is this: the very act of chilling your body from the inside out with ice water is creating the perfect internal storm for chronic pain, brain fog, and cellular breakdown. It's not an innocent habit. It's a deliberate, slow-motion assault on your most vital systems. But now, you have the power to stop it. This isn't about expensive treatments. It's about reclaiming your sovereignty, reversing the damage, and unleashing the natural healing power within you. I've distilled years of underground research, interviews, and ancient wisdom into a powerful, simple protocol of freedom protocol designed to dismantle the cellular prison they built. This is your action plan. This is your survival guide. Step 1. The Great Thaw: eliminate the chill, immediately. This is non-negotiable. As soon as this video ends, commit to immediately ceasing all consumption of ice-cold water, chilled beverages, and even highly refrigerated foods. Every sip of ice water sends your body into shock, forcing it to expend massive energy to rewarm itself. This metabolic stress constricts blood vessels, especially around your vital organs, brain, and joints, creating an internal cellular freezer. It slows digestion by solidifying fats, making nutrient absorption nearly impossible, directly attacking your vagus nerve, the highway to your brain, leading to brain fog, memory loss, and neurological breakdown they want. This is the 80% acceleration of your decline. Cut it off. Starve the cellular freezer. Step 2. The warming current: embrace life-giving hydration. With the chill eliminated, actively reintroduce true, supportive hydration. Replace all cold drinks with warm or room temperature water. Aim for 8 to 10 glasses of pure, filtered, non-chilled water daily. Start your mornings with warm water, perhaps with fresh lemon. This simple shift is your internal tower, melting away years of internal damage. Warm water doesn't shock your system. It harmonizes. It gently expands blood vessels, allowing vital nutrients and oxygen to reach every cell, especially those pain-ridden joints. It aids digestion, helping your body properly absorb the fuel it desperately needs. This consistent warmth allows your nervous system to relax, to begin repair and regeneration, kickstarting memory restoration and mental clarity they told you was lost forever. Think of it as turning a frozen river into a free-flowing, life-sustaining current. Step 3. The Joint Liberator: your 2-minute morning flow. For years, you've woken up feeling petrified, locked in a rigid prison of pain. No more. This simple, powerful movement, performed immediately after waking, before even getting out of bed, is your circulatory reset and joint unlocker. Lie on your back, gently hug both knees to your chest for 15 seconds. Then, keeping shoulders on the bed, slowly let your knees fall to one side, holding for 30 seconds. Repeat on the other side. Follow this with gentle ankle and wrist rotations, 10 times each direction. This entire sequence takes less than 2 minutes, but its impact is profound. This joint liberator gently relubricates your synovial fluid, your joint's natural shock absorber, and floods blood flow to areas stiffened and deprived by years of cold-induced constriction. By doing this before you put weight on your body, you signal to your nervous system that it's safe to move, encouraging flexibility and sending warm, oxygenated blood to your stiff hips, knees, and back. It alleviates morning petrification and sets the stage for significantly reduced pain and newfound mobility. Step 4. The Nightly Purifier: Ginger's Gentle Flush. To truly cleanse and restore, you need a nightly ritual supporting your body's natural detoxification. Every evening, 30 minutes before bed, brew a simple, comforting cup of fresh ginger tea. Take 3 to 4 thin slices of fresh ginger root, place them in a mug, pour hot, not boiling, water over them, and let it steep for 5 to 7 minutes. Strain if you prefer, and drink it warm. This isn't just a soothing bedtime drink, it's a potent, deep cellular cleanse. Ginger is an ancient, revered remedy for its powerful anti-inflammatory properties and ability to improve digestion and circulation. This nightly ritual helps your body actively flush out accumulated metabolic waste, cellular debris, and lingering toxins that settle in your joints, cloud your brain, and disrupt your sleep, all exacerbated by years of cold water consumption. It supports your liver and kidneys in their crucial detoxification processes while you sleep, promoting deeper, more restorative rest. You'll wake up feeling lighter, with significantly less pain, and a mind that feels remarkably clearer and sharper. This is how you systematically dismantle internal congestion and inflammation. You now hold the keys to your own freedom. You can start step 1 today, right now, as soon as this video ends. What are you waiting for? Another 10 years of grinding pain? Another decade of watching your memories fade, your independence slip away? The time to seize back your life, to reclaim the vitality that is rightfully yours, is not tomorrow. It's now. They don't want this information to spread. They profit from your ignorance and your suffering. We are a silent revolution. Share this video with everyone you know who suffers. Send it to your family group, to your friend's WhatsApp, to anyone trapped in the same pain you once knew. Break their silence. Every like on this video is a vote against the billion-dollar industry that makes us sick. It's a signal to YouTube, to the algorithms that try to bury truth, that this content matters, that your freedom matters. Leave your like to strengthen this cause. I want to know your name. I want to know your struggle, and I want to celebrate your victory. Comment below, I've started, when you take the first step, when you commit to this protocol. Let's create an army of the healed in the comments. Also leave your doubts, I will read and answer them myself. Save this video to your profile. So when you have a relapse, when you need to review the steps, or simply need a reminder of the power you now wield, it's all there, quickly accessible. And yes, the algorithm will show it to more people just like you. Now you have the power. The choice is yours. Remain a hostage to a system designed to keep you sick and dependent, or turn the game around and reclaim every ounce of your vibrant life. We are the revolution. Until next time.